My name is Fredette. I'm from Glen Falls, New York, and the gospel is important to me for many different reasons. It's been a great fallback in my life to know that, when tough times happen, that you can fall back to the church and know that there's people there that'll help you and that you can become a good person and always be a good person and have eternal life with your family, and it's an amazing feeling.
Thank you, Jimmer. Imagine meeting up with a long-lost friend after 41 years, a reunion that took place in Utah recently, thanks to two young men who both play basketball for BYU.
Al,
how you doing?
Good to see you, man.
It was a meeting decades in the making.
Yes.
Two men finally reuniting.
It was a tough game.
A meeting that first took place 41 years ago.
I remember Al loved basketball.
Al Fredette loved playing basketball in the driveway of his home in Glen Falls, New York.
He's a very good missionary.
He is Kimball Rogers, a missionary serving in what was then the Cumorah mission in upstate New York. They met in February of 1970.
He had a strong testimony. He communicated well.
That communication always started with a game of basketball.
The contest was as if we could win, Al would come in and listen to the lesson. And they'd say, well, who won? I'd say, well, he's a member, isn't he?
Fredette became a member the day before his 18th birthday, 6 months before meeting Kimball. But Al credits Elder Rogers for making him the member he is today.
I certainly didn't understand all the doctrines or know everything about the church at that point. And so I would come home, and I was really being taught the gospel kind of after my baptism. I needed that teaching. It strengthened my testimony and helped me make the person that I am today and the testimony that I have today, which is extremely important to myself and my family.
Now Jimmer.
Speaking of family,
Oh, yes!
After 4 decades, not only did Al and Kimball reunite, their sons also became friends last summer.
Jimmer kept telling Dad, we got this kid. He's a great shooter. He's a good ball player. And
Al's son Jimmer was talking about Kimball's son, Stephen. Then Kimball made the connection when he found out Jimmer was from Glen Falls.
Sure enough, and here's a good pitch for missionaries keeping a journal. I found an entry that said my companion and I had gone to dinner to the Fredette's home.
it's unbelievably amazing that he came and taught me 40 years ago. We go our separate ways for 40 years. Then we both have a son good enough to play at a Division I level. They both go to BYU, and they're teammates at the same time.
Jimmer! Oh! Jimmer!
Jimmer will have a high profile wherever he goes, and it'll be easy for us to follow them. But I'll also note those people on the sideline, his family.
A family that has grown significantly in the gospel. Since the baptism of Al and his siblings, there are now more than 60 members from the Fredette family. Al says his entire family tries to be missionaries as well.
And Jimmer gets obviously a lot of notoriety, and there have been a lot of people who have asked a lot of questions. A lot of people have been very interested in the gospel and in the way that we live. We live the gospel and we understand the principles. We try to pattern ourselves after Jesus Christ, and that's what's important.
See you Saturday for sure.
I'll be there.
So after 41 years, two families reunited after one 18-year-old met a missionary in upstate New York.
Take care.
Love you. I love you and your family.
Fredette is currently his ward's mission leader for the third time. His wife, Kay, is Catholic, but their 3 children, including Jimmer, all became Latter-day Saints. Still ahead.
If Christ set the example, there's no reason why he would not help you do what he wants you to do.
The power of service, how it can strengthen your faith and bless the lives of others. But first, each week we showcase some of our missionaries serving around the world. If you'd like to share a picture of an elder, a sister, or a couple missionary that you know, please send it to mormontimes@ksl.com. We'll be right back.